And actually, at a young age, that's when I first realized that if I didn't like working for my dad, how would I like to work for anyone else, you know? I got inspired though really early at a young age as well. And I knew one day that I wanted to be successful and, wealthy. So, yeah, shout out to my dad and my mom. Yeah, so everyone's doing their own thing. So everyone inspires one another.
That's great.
My family's definitely a big part of who I am. That's when I got burnt out really because I was working 2 jobs and school was a bit much. I just wanted to get the degree and just be done.
Yeah.
My big thing is I want to take care of the customer, meaning when I'm all done with the job, I want to make sure everyone is super happy before, I leave. As a window cleaner or just someone who does work for someone, right? I just want to be useful. And that's what makes me feel good is when I'm useful. And when I'm done with the customer's house and they see, their home is more beautiful than they found it. Their windows sparkle and everything. That's like a great feeling because they're very happy. There's a quote that I really like. It says like hard times don't build character, it just reveals character.
Welcome to From My Vue. Welcome to From My Vue podcast, brought to you by the partners at From My Vue Marketing. We are your hosts, Madison and Michelle, and we're so excited to share this with you.
Hello and welcome back to From My Vue podcast, brought to you by the partners at From My Vue Marketing. My name is Madison Keller, one of your hosts, and we have
Michelle Delpagetti.
Ew. What the heck was that?
I don't know.
Oh my god. And today we have Jorge Maldonado with Maldonado Pro Wash. And this is actually a special. What?
Nothing.
Oh, you're like this, about to talk.
I'm just listening. I just feel weird being in this chair.
I know, it's weird over there. But it's a special episode because this is the youngest guest we've had so far, and he's also one of my longest friends. So we just figured out before this, it's been
About 15 years.
about 15 years I've known him. So
Wow.
we're so old.
Look at
Getting
it.
up there.
No,
We're getting up there.
no.
15 years.
Yeah, 15 years because you guys were friends since you were 7 years old.
Which,
And you're you're 25.
15.
15, that's like you
There
were
you
saying,
go.
that's like 15 years.
18.
Yeah.
Wait a
Wow.
second. Oh my god, you're right. Wait,
Yeah.
no, that's 15 years. What?
Okay.
Okay, never mind. 15 years sounds better.
Yeah, sounds better.
Okay.
Could have stayed
But-
9 years. Whatever. It's a long time.
It was a long
Yeah.
time.
Since Auburn Elementary.
Yes.
Go Panthers.
Remember the mascot?
Yeah, now he's a mascot, yeah.
Go
Wow.
Panthers. No, just kidding. That was cute. But so today we're going to be talking, a little bit about childhood, just things that I've noticed over the years since I've known him for so many years, and just kind of how you started your business. Because, as a very young entrepreneur, I bet a ton of our listeners and watchers have so many questions just about how you got started at such a young age. When, we've had some entrepreneurs that are, 50 years old and they're just starting their business. So, we want to dive into a little bit about that. But to start off, so your family. I would like to talk about your family because you have so many brothers and sisters.
That is true. Yeah, I am blessed. I have a big family. I have 3 sisters and 2 brothers. We're all very different, but very similar. So it's very loud and always entertaining in our family household. My parents actually, they came from Mexico to the United States when they were in their teens. So me and my siblings were proud first generations. Grew up here in Auburn, California. A great town to be in, But yeah, everyone is so awesome in my family. Everyone inspires each other. We bring each other up, and so I feel like that's very crucial in the family. So, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I remember, when we would play at Palm Terrace as in middle school, that had to be 6th grade maybe. I think we were too young for elementary. And your sisters would come out and stuff, and they were so little because at that time they're like 6 years younger than you.
Yeah, they were like
two
five,
younger-
yeah, 5, 6 years younger.
And they wanted to play with us, and you would always yell at them to go back inside.
Yeah, what's really interesting is like, yeah, me and Madison have known each other since elementary. So she's one of my oldest friends. I'm super happy to be here on this podcast with you guys.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah, one thing about my childhood really is, at a young age, all my siblings, we learned how to work hard. We were inspired from our parents. My mom always made the best food. She still does. She takes care of us and now her grandchildren. My dad, on the other hand, he was definitely a hard worker as well. He has his own business. He does maintenance, so he would take me and my brother out to go work with him, help him out. And actually, at a young age, that's when I first realized that if I didn't like working for my dad, how would I like to work for anyone else, So I knew like it's gonna be tough to work more for my dad. How can I work for someone else? I got inspired though really early at a young age as well because seeing all the houses that he would do for his job really inspired me. He did a lot of big houses, and I knew one day that I wanted to be successful and wealthy. So yeah, shout out to my dad and my mom.
Oh, that's great. So what about your other siblings? Do they own their own business?
Yeah, so my oldest brother, he owns a barber shop in Auburn. He's a barber. He's another inspiration of mine. He is another entrepreneur in the family. Super proud of him. He has his own house. He has his whole family. He has definitely inspired me to become an entrepreneur as well. And then my older sister, she took a risk and she lives out on the East Coast now. So she's doing her own thing. And then my older brother, he actually lives in Europe. Yeah, so he lives in Amsterdam.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
What does he do?
So he's like a freelancer. He works in sales
Okay.
out in Amsterdam. And a couple years ago, I was fortunate to go visit him, and we had a great time.
Oh,
And you
that's
went with
great.
Sophie, right?
Yeah, I went with my girlfriend too. We all had a good time, and he's still out there. He's probably going to be back next year to come visit. But and then it's me. I'm out of 6 kids. I'm number 4, and then I have 2 younger sisters. One is in college. She's actually at Sac State. She wants to become a elementary teacher. Yeah, so that's pretty cool. And then my younger sister, she's at the what is it called? College of Beauty School.
Oh,
So
well,
she wants to do like facials, like yeah, like all that good stuff. So this is my youngest sister. Yeah, she just got out of high school,
That's
and
crazy.
so yeah, so everyone's doing their own thing. So everyone inspires one another.
that's great.
My family is definitely a big part of who I am. So
That's so cool. I want to talk a little bit about your college days.
Yeah.
So, you went to Sierra College first, and then you went to Chico.
yeah, so honestly, before college, during high school and most of my childhood, I only really focused on a couple things, which were sports. I was really good at sports, and I was never great at school, but I worked hard to get good grades. Um, and then I cared about girls too, at a young age. So those really were the only things on my mind. And I honestly only went to college because it was my parents' dream. And I chose Sierra College rather than a university. Well, because I guess I didn't want to go into debt right away. I was jealous of all my friends that were going to universities and leaving their hometown. But I was able to get the same education, and eventually I transferred out to Chico State. The degree I decided to pursue was education. So I wanted to become an elementary teacher. The reason why is because I thought it would be super cool to have summers off, winters off, and
Oh, that's
holidays,
why. Oh,
So
because you're really doing it like
yeah, you do.
all the summer off. And
It's a pretty cool deal. That's what I thought. It would be cool to be a cool teacher,
Mhm.
and that's all I thought about it. And so school was pretty easy for me. Like I said, I just worked hard. I was never the smartest, but just worked hard. When I went to Chico, that's when I got burnt out really because I was working 2 jobs and school was a bit much.
Yeah.
And I was just kind of over school. I just wanted to get the degree and just be done.
Yeah.
But once I got the degree, I realized that I didn't want to do my credential program to become certified teacher. I wanted to take time off to reflect and see what else I wanted to do. So I moved back to the area, and I quickly realized that I had to do something, how to get a job. I was living on my own. So I did a couple jobs before I had a full-time job, right? So I was a personal trainer during that time. Yeah, I was a personal
Really?
trainer. Yeah.
That's so cool.
So I was a
love that.
personal trainer, and then um, during that time, I was taking online classes. I thought I'd want to do real estate, so I was taking
Okay.
real estate classes, and then I was also taking like bookkeeping classes, just trying to explore what I can do.
So at that time, you decided. I'm sorry to interrupt, but you didn't want it. You said no more teaching. You decided I don't want to be a teacher.
Yeah, exactly. I didn't want to be a teacher mainly because I didn't want to do that extra year of school. I thought that
But we
you know,
also talked about it. Like I remember when you were still at Chuco, we talked about it a little bit because I was like, "You want to be a teacher?" And then I kind of saw it in you. You're like, I'm kind of changing my mind. I don't know what I'm gonna do yet, but I'm not 100% about it."
yeah, exactly. Towards the end of my time in Chico, it was like I said, I was burnt out, and I didn't really have the ambition in me to become a
Yeah.
teacher, and so it kind of my goals kind of shifted. So that's when I decided to explore different things. So um, and then eventually, personal training wasn't paying enough, so I decided to get a full-time job. I got a job at a school, and believe it or not, that was my first full-time job as an adult, my whole life. I only lasted for about, I think, 6, maybe 7 months
Oh, wow.
That's still wild.
until I said a full-time job is not for me. I don't want to do this anymore, type of deal. And so
What were you doing?
so I was a teacher's aide. So I was still
Oh,
working out of school, but I wasn't a certified teacher.
Okay.
Um, and so I had realized that if this wasn't for me and I couldn't work a full-time job or really work for anyone else, what can I do? So I just started exploring, looking at different ways to make more money because I just got out of college. I was broke. So I started looking into like side hustles. One of the things that I wanted to do because I didn't have enough money was start something that was easy, didn't cost a lot of money to start. So I started exploring. So a couple things that came to my mind was, junk removal, landscaping, a vending machine business, and
Oh,
then
I've heard about that.
yeah, or ATM business. So all those businesses are great, except they required a lot of capital. So meaning you had to invest a lot of money to get started. So and at that point, I wanted to make money right away. It wasn't until a couple months into doing research where I stumbled across, window cleaning. And that's when it really clicked for me. You could spend $100 on equipment, go knock some doors, clean any single story home, and then you can make profit that day. So that's
That's crazy.
yeah, so that's when it really clicked for me. It didn't require any special skills, meaning you didn't have to pass certification or a trade. But yeah.
Do you have like a mentor that kind of guided you when it came to the window cleaning?
Yeah, so this is what I did. I don't recommend anyone else doing this, especially for the way the route I did.
Okay.
Was when I was starting my side hustle, I thought that it would be smart to call every single window cleaning company around the area and see what they charge, and then I would just go lower. I don't recommend that
Why?
because then you're gonna be known as the cheap guy.
Yeah.
Eventually when you grow, you don't want to be that guy. I did that and I quickly learned my mistake.
Yeah.
You know your value.
But yeah, I had reached out to a couple companies for any advice. There were a few people that gave me some advice, and I did work with some people. But working with certain people on their company, I realized that I wanted to do things differently. And so I really wanted to put my personal touch on my work, right?
Yeah.
So when I did window cleaning on my own, it was pretty simple. I just dressed the part. I showed up on time.
Mhm.
I communicated with people, and customers were blown away. And I thought to myself, like, this is simple
Yeah.
customer service, right? Why are people getting blown away by this? And they basically said that, yeah, most contractors or people who do these types of work, like, they're in and out. They don't wear shoe covers when they're inside your
Yeah.
your
They're
home.
dirty.
Exactly.
I
So,
could, yeah,
Yeah.
I could see that. Okay.
Yeah.
so that was a really big eye opening. I realized, like, if
Yeah.
I'm doing the simple things, um, I could definitely scale this and do this with every customer.
Yeah.
And really provide my personal touch.
Yeah.
Um, and I'm fortunate that all my customers are super nice to me. And if my big thing is I want to take care of the customer, meaning when I'm all done with the job, I want to make sure everyone is super happy before, I leave.
Wow.
So
Yeah.
That's awesome.
And I hear that about you all the time, even, in the connections, the group that we're in, and, from other people, is you fit the part. You're,
Yeah.
you're polished, you're kind. And that's who they want in their home.
Yeah.
They don't want somebody that's rude and dirty and,
Yeah.
coming into their house.
Yeah, but George has always been this type of person. Like, even,
Exactly.
yeah, like you even probably remember from, like, I've known it for so long, is that you always, you were always respectful to all the parents. You were amazing at sports. You always had,
appreciate that.
like, you always dressed nice. Like, you've always been like that.
Yeah, so
George.
you're not becoming someone that you're not.
Exactly.
You're just being you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And you created this business and it's working for you.
Yeah.
Yeah, you guys said it perfectly. Like, I'm just being myself, and I guess it's worked. Yeah,
Yeah.
it's I got inspired by other people, but really just being myself and um, showing up on time and doing what you say you're gonna do.
And we've said this, and we've interviewed a lot of people already on this podcast, and we've talked to a lot of other people that are going to be on this podcast. And what we've found is people, if you find that little niche, niche.
Yeah.
If you find that little niche and you stay in your lane, you're going to succeed.
100%. Yeah, I agree with that.
100%. And so you found it. And if you start veering off and start doing a lot of different things
That, like, don't make sense.
that don't make sense, if you start doing cars, detailed cars, and then you're doing landscaping, and then you're doing all these other things, and then you forget about your
core.
your core values, and and then you start showing up with dirty uniforms,
Exactly.
and then you're rude to people, and then you're not doing windows and homes. Well, then you've lost your path.
Exactly.
Stay there, because if you stay there, you're gonna do well.
Yeah, I agree. I know a lot of companies. There's some great companies around this area, and a lot of people ask me, "Well, aren't you scared of competition?" I grew up playing sports. I love competition, and I see what other companies are doing good, and I see what they're doing, not so great in.
Yeah.
But yeah, like you mentioned, there are a lot of companies out there that do so many things. For example, I know a lot of window cleaning companies do, what is it called? Pressure washing or air duct cleaning.
Yeah.
Oh.
And so, I mean, those are great services, but I just feel like if you focus on one thing, you're going to be great on it.
Yeah.
Because if you start adding so many different services, you're not going to be as great as you would if you
Yeah.
just focus on one thing.
Yep.
Another thing too I wanted to touch on was, as a window cleaner or just someone who does work for someone, right? I just want to be useful. And that's what makes me feel good, is when I'm useful.
Mhm.
And when I'm done with the customer's house and they see, their home is more beautiful than they found it, their windows sparkle and everything, that's like a great feeling because they're very happy. And so one thing that I do as well that's different, and I'm giving away my secret right now, but
Don't give it too much away.
I know, right?
No, just kidding.
Say, for example, Michelle, if you hired me to do your windows, right?
Mhm.
You're there sitting back watching TV and I'm cleaning your windows. Once we're all done, we do a final walkthrough, and then once you're happy, cool. And then I go to my car, and then I have a I have a gift bag that's that has a handwritten note saying thank you for, choosing me and supporting my business.
Awesome.
I have gift cards that you can give to your friends and family. And then I have a couple other cool things in there. But basically,
It's great.
yeah, I want to give back to the client because obviously, as a person who's providing that service, I feel like we ask for a lot. Like, we ask for to get paid, we ask for reviews, we ask for referrals. But what do we do for that customer? Obviously, we provide a good service, but I also want to um, give them, nice little things like little gifts like
Yeah,
that will
good.
make a difference. So
That's
I
awesome.
love that.
And what I've noticed is, I follow you on social media and I see all your stuff, is that you do everything right. Like it's the craziest thing. Like I've seen your videos where you bring out your A-frame. You have that A-frame that's like right outside your truck.
Yeah.
That talks about, the
Yeah.
services you have. And then you have like the gifts that you were just talking about. Your car, like your truck itself has the wrap on it. Like you do everything. Your uniform looks good. Your hats look good. You do everything right in the eyes of your customers.
yeah, I
That's
appreciate
what
that.
I've noticed.
I
Yeah.
appreciate that. Yeah, it's been a lot of time. I spend a lot of time focusing on that. I've been in business for just over a year. A lot of people,
Gosh,
yeah,
congratulations.
thank you.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
A lot of people like yourself would be able to see those things on social media and like, dang, that's impressive. But a lot of people don't see I guess a lot of time that I spent trying to figure that out.
Yeah.
And if someone were to ask me, even 5 years ago or 4 years ago, hey, just to let you know, you're going to be a window cleaner in 4 years, I probably would have laughed and would have just told you to get out of here,
Mhm.
Um, but I want to say I'm super thankful for, becoming a window cleaner because it has allowed me to grow as a person, has taught me how to market myself, advertise myself, how to talk to people, and then how to sell not only my service but myself to to potential clients. So it's definitely changed my life in a great way, and I'm super excited because I'm just getting started.
Yeah, you really are. And it's like you don't meet a whole lot of entrepreneurs at our age. Like you really like think about out of all the people we know,
Yeah.
what there's maybe one or two that come to mind right now that are entrepreneurs.
Yeah, there's only a few
It's
that I could think of. Yeah.
and when you think about it, like even just being so young and knowing how to run a business. Like that's something that no one really talks about is how difficult is to even get your logo done.
Yeah.
Like just that alone, and that's just like a little speck on what the entire business is all about.
Exactly. A lot of people don't realize uh all the effort that you have to put in. It's super easy to just provide a service. Like for example, if you want to do, I don't know, you want to bake cookies for your business. Well, then you got to realize about a name for your business. You got to realize like, do you need special certifications? Like it just goes on and on.
Yeah.
And there's a quote that I really like. It says like, hard times don't build character; it just reveals character. So,
Like that.
Yeah.
if you're in a difficult time, you're gonna find out really who you are. It's not gonna You're not gonna be that hard time is not gonna build you a better person, but it's gonna like reveal you
You're funny.
reveal you as a better person. So
Yeah.
Yeah.
yeah, being an entrepreneur has definitely changed my life.
Yeah.
And I get inspired. I listen to this podcast. I listen to every single episode. And
What? That's what
Yeah.
you told me the other day. That's great.
You do?
yeah.
Oh my God. That's
Thank you.
that's funny. Thank you.
Yeah, I'm just like I feel like I'm just a regular guy compared to these other superstars. But their stories are so inspiring, and every single story is different. And that's why I'm excited. Like my story's just beginning.
Yeah.
We talked about like my childhood and everything, and like
Yeah.
what led to me become a window cleaner and start my business. But I feel like it's just starting.
Well, that's why we wanted to have you on. It was
Yeah.
because it's just beginning, but it's
But it's established and
it's going fast.
yeah.
And you are growing so quickly, and we see such high hopes for you.
Yeah.
Really.
Thank you.
And you know what? And honestly, even as a young kid, because I remember you when you were little, and I was like, gosh, I could see you as an adult being very successful.
I appreciate that. Thank you.
You have, I mean, you have such an energy about you, and like you're just an old soul.
Yeah.
Have
Yeah,
people told you that?
I've been told that, and I've realized that I am.
Oh,
Um, and it's a good thing because
Yeah, it really
I'm
is.
more of a like laid back, chill person.
yeah.
My ideal Friday night wouldn't just be going out to party.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like, good book in your hand and, a good drink in your hand or something like that
Yeah.
would be perfect just in your house. And yeah, I have heard about that.
Yeah.
Before I forget you, sorry, but you said the book recommendations you want.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
You've been reading a lot lately.
So, another thing too, I owe a lot of success to the actions that I've done 4 years ago, right? So that means you're the person you are because of the actions you did yesterday or the day before.
Yes.
So 4 years ago, I really started getting into reading. I started with nonfiction books, and I went to business books, finance books. So I really wanted to, broaden my learning. And so if anyone ever asks me like, oh, what book should I read or whatnot, I try to give out the same 5 books every single time. But anyone that's listening, 5 books that I would recommend would be number one. It's not a nonfiction, but it's a fiction book, I believe.
The what?
It's called The Alchemist.
Okay.
The second one is called Shoe Dog, and that's basically a biography of the founder of Nike.
Oh, that would be cool.
Yeah, and so the third one would be The Power of Habit.
Okay.
Yeah, that one's a really good one. And then the fourth one would be, it's similar to that one, but it's called The Compound Effect.
Okay.
Well, basically, that's like one of my favorite books. And then the fifth one would be your typical Rich Dad Poor Dad.
Okay.
So I'm pretty sure you guys have heard that.
Yeah, I've heard that
before.
one. Mhm.
Yeah, if anyone were to read or listen to those books, by the time they're all done, they would be a different person.
Really?
Adam Haley. Okay.
Yeah, 100%.
Gosh, I love, just hearing about books because I read a little bit, but I listen to more podcasts because I'm more, I'm in the car a whole lot more. But that's so cool. I
Yeah.
really like hearing about book recommendations.
Yeah.
'Cause that's but another like common factor when it comes to the guests we've had. It's weird because you obviously have noticed, but I'm starting to pick up more that the guests we've had on the show, there's more and more common factors between everyone. Like it's almost like it sounds bad, but like the entrepreneur mindset
Yeah.
has been the same.
Yes.
It's the weirdest thing.
It is weird.
It's
is
weird, but it makes sense.
Yeah, I totally understand because since I've been listening to each podcast,
Mhm.
I've had seen some similarities. And everyone's just has so many years of experience on me, but I can see they still have that fire in them.
Yeah.
One person that we both know really well is Jacob from House to Home Moving.
Yeah.
Man, he's very inspiring. Like,
Yeah.
every person that's been on this podcast is very inspiring.
Yeah.
But him specifically, like one thing that stood out was that he shows up every day, 5 a.m, gets
Yeah.
the coffee ready for his guys, and gets the car, all the trucks filled up with gas.
Mhm.
So everyone's ready, right? He takes care of his guys, and that's very inspiring. I
Yeah.
would love to be in that position one day.
Yeah. Yeah. He definitely was. In fact, when we talked about this podcast, even a year before,
Uh-huh.
he's going to be on my podcast. I was absolutely
Because you
because I met with him for coffee and he
Yeah.
told me his backstory and it brought me to tears. I was like, I have to.
He has a great story.
He has a great story.
Yeah.
his
Yeah.
was something else.
But I think that going back to what you're saying is everybody. I think in order to be an entrepreneur, you have to be hungry.
Yeah.
You have to be a hunter.
Mhm.
And if you're not those, and I know, I mean, a lot of my closest friends are not.
Yeah.
They don't relate, and they'll never be a business owner because they're just comfortable working for somebody else, the 9 to 5,
Mhm.
getting the paycheck, and that's okay.
Yeah.
That's okay with them. That's okay, but I can't relate with that person. I done that, but I'm not that person.
Yeah.
I have to own my own business now. I know that because I'm just too hungry. I have to know where my money's going.
100%. Yeah, I agree with that. My girlfriend makes fun of me because like I said, I had my first full-time job and I just couldn't do it. She laughed at me. She's like, "You had one full-time job and you quit pretty much." Thankfully before I went full-time into window cleaning, I had like saved up some money so if, things were to go bad, I had some cushion. But I agree, like I can't, not to say a 9 to 5 isn't bad, like you can be successful and wealthy through that, but
Oh,
it's
yeah.
just it's not for me. I'd rather figure it out on myself, be surrounded by like-minded people, and then just try to make something out of nothing. One quote that I like too is being self-employed is hard, but being an employee is hard as well. So you basically just got to choose your hard. How's it going? I just blacked out. I just woke up. I just woke up. How'd I do? How'd I do?
You did great.
You did great. Oh, forgot we have to do our outro. I always forget about that. You want to do it or do you want me to do it?
You could do it. I don't like the word outro.
That's what it's called. She thought I was making that word up, and it's actually a word, believe it or not.
Outro. I don't like that.
That's what the team says.
They call it. I know they called it. Maybe
It's
Jane
like,
made it
I'm
up.
being into outro, and I'm all, we don't have that. I don't know what that means. But anyways, well,
It's a made up word.
well, thank you so much, George, for being on the podcast. You know-
Jorge.
Oh, wow. Did I say Jorge? Did I say Jorge?
You said George.
No, yeah, she's
Okay, see, I told you. I'm like dialed and I'm focused over here.
Okay.
But, I know so much about you just because of growing up. But, there's so many things that you learn as you're just talking about your business. There's so many new things that I never even realized, and it's so fun just hearing where you started, just from being a little kid in elementary school in the playground to now being an entrepreneur. Such a young entrepreneur, and I'm so proud of you.
I appreciate that.
Yeah, and
Best
I'm
for
so
you.
proud of you too.
Yeah.
Yeah, I appreciate that. Yeah, thank you guys so much for letting me join the podcast today.
Of course, of course. Well, thank you so much. Stay tuned for the next episode. I am Madison Keller, one of your hosts. I don't like that. We'll go ahead. Dude, I don't like that.
Eden.
I don't like
You
that.
sounded good. And I'm Michelle Dalpugetti.
And thank you for tuning in.